Today, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite topic when it comes to mobile games, and that's the economy. Marvel Snap, for those not familiar, recently released Spotlight caches that overhaul the system that players use for acquiring Series 4 and 5 cards in their game. Series 4 and 5 cards are not only Marvel Snap's latest releases, but they're some of the most powerful and exclusive cards in the game, with things such as Thanos and Galactus and High Evolutionary perpetually staying inside of these more rare series of cards. Today's video is not going to give an overview of what Spotlight caches are or exactly how they function. If you missed that update, I'm going to link a full breakdown on those in the video description down below. Today is going to focus on breaking down the nitty-gritty details of Marvel Snap's endgame and what it looks like for players who are free to play, season pass buyers, and then those like myself that are looking to spend money to acquire every card right when it releases. Before we dive into the numbers that we have up on the screen here, I do want to make it clear that I'm going to be doing these calculations from the endgame Marvel Snap player perspective. Endgame Marvel Snap players are people who are Series 3 complete, meaning that you're only getting new cards at this point via Spotlight caches or collector's tokens. If you're someone who is not quite yet Series 3 complete, you're still in Marvel Snap's mid game, you do still have access to Spotlight caches and a similar number of collector's tokens, with some differences that I'll do my best to verbalize as we break the metrics down. You'll note per the header of our data grouping that I'm going to be approaching the numbers today from 13-week groups. The reason for this is the year in Marvel Snap is broken up into 8 4-week seasons and 4 5-week seasons. So by looking at it in 13-week snapshots, I'm able to dissect it down into 4 equal groups, and the slightly larger sample size that we're looking at also helps normalize some of the variance that Spotlight caches bring to the card opening system for most players. All of the numbers that you see here on the screen right now are for players that are completely free to play, meaning per 13-week group, you get approximately 15 Spotlight caches from credits that are purely available free to play. For those not familiar, credits are available from your daily and weekly missions. There's 50 to claim every day inside of the shop. Each season, there are credits available on the free side of the season pass. And very importantly, as you progress up the collection level track itself, you get additional credits that you put back into the track to give you additional levels past that. If you acquire absolutely every single one of these consistent and repeatable sources of credits in a given 13-week set for Marvel Snap, you're going to get approximately enough collection levels to get a little over 15 Spotlight caches. Moving along to the gold computation that we have here, something that caused a lot of confusion with the change to Spotlight caches is yes, you do still get gold completely free to play in Marvel Snap. Gold was removed from the regular reserves along the collection track, but you still get 200 gold per week from your weekly missions being completed, and there is 300 gold per season on the free side of the season pass track. Past this, there is also gold available inside of Conquest for the medals that you are earning, and there is 500 gold available on the Marvel Snap ladder if you're able to reach rank 90. This 5,600 gold calculation per 13 week assumes that you're doing all of your weekly missions to completion every single week, and you are getting the seasonal gold from Conquest and the rank rewards in each season for this 13-week group. Moving along to our collector's tokens that you get for free computations in our next few lines here. The gold to collector's tokens via Token Tuesdays at 4,000 assumes that you take your 5,600 gold and convert it to 1,000 tokens for 1,400 gold Token Tuesdays that run every single week. It is worth noting that I'm using that as a calculation just because it is a consistent source of tokens at a stable rate and a good ratio. However, there are bundles that run for gold periodically that have a better ratio of that. So this 4,000 tokens for 5,600 gold is kind of the floor, but it's not the ceiling if you sit on your gold and wait for a better deal to appear in the shop eventually. Track tokens refers to simply the amount of collector's tokens you get from the collection level track as you're progressing your account. These tokens have been severely reduced under the Spotlight Cash system, but they are not fully at zero. If you're not an endgame Marvel Snap player, meaning you're still collecting Series 3 cards, this is where this table will differ for you. Endgame players get 3,000 collector's tokens in a 13-week group like this. If you're still in the mid game, however, you're going to get half that many at about 1,500 collector's tokens for this same time period in the mid game. Our next calculation here, weekend mission tokens, is a little bit of a fuzzier number than all of the ones above. I say that because these 1,800 tokens are based under the assumption that there is an average of 300 collector's tokens per weekend mission that you get with new cards. And we've seen a wide range of collector's tokens offered in these weekend missions. They've been as low as 100 collector's tokens for a season pass card, but they've also been as high as 1,000 collector's tokens with Silk during the first week that these happened. On average, they've been about 300 tokens so far, so I've averaged that to about 1,800 tokens per new card that you get upon release. Those of you doing quick math at home will note that this means I'm assuming you get 6 cards during a 13-week season upon release, and that number is an estimate based on how many brand new cards you should open on average from the 15 Spotlight Caches you get. Assuming you choose to open your Spotlight Caches appropriate amounts of time during this 13-week season, it takes approximately 2.5 spotlights to get to a new card, meaning if we average this out over a large-ish run like 13 weeks, you should expect to get approximately 6 new releases, which turns into 6 sets of weekend mission tokens, or approximately 1,800 tokens as listed here. To give a quick summary on what free-to-play players in Marvel Snap's Endgame get under our latest economic model, we see per 13-week snapshot, they get 6 new cards on release via Spotlight Caches, and they acquire 9,000 collector's tokens, which, operating under the assumption that you're picking up 1 Series 5 card with these collector's tokens and then 1 Series 4 card, you get approximately 8 out of every 13 new releases in Marvel Snap on release day without spending any money inside of Marvel Snap's Endgame. It's also important to call out here that this quick summary is only looking at what it takes to get Marvel Snap's newest cards right when they release. If you're someone who's missing other Series 4 and 5 cards in your collection, which is likely if you're not spending money as a free-to-play player, these Spotlight Caches that you're opening towards getting the newest releases on the weeks that you choose are also going to be giving you other Series 4 and 5 cards that you want for your collection. Even if there aren't other cards in those boxes that you need to open, you're going to be getting variants alongside with your new cards and occasionally even collector's tokens as of the latest update to Marvel Snap as well. Moving past completely free-to-play players, next I would like to take a look at the additional currency and cards that players that are small spenders, meaning they're only buying the season pass for 10 USD every single month in Marvel Snap, are getting when it comes to looking at Marvel Snap's latest releases. The big additional thing you get from being a season pass player, in addition to getting the new card that comes with the season pass every month, is that you get a good bit of additional gold. With the addition of the weekend missions, we now get approximately 1,500 gold per season on the premium side of the season pass, which is 4,500 additional gold over the 13-week season. You also gain access to the collector's tokens mission with the season pass card the first week of each season. As of the recording of this video, we only have a single data point from this, and it was only 100 collector's tokens with the Phoenix Force. But even assuming on the low end with that, we're getting 300 additional collector's tokens purchasing the season pass per 13-week group. If we take this 4,500 gold that we're getting and convert it into Token Tuesdays, similar to what we did with our free-to-play gold, this is an additional 3,000 collector's tokens per 13-week group for Season Pass players. To give a similar quick summary to earlier, season pass rates per 13 weeks include you getting still those 6 cards on release from your spotlight caches. You get the 3 cards from the 3 season passes that you are buying during this period for 10 USD each. You get a total of 12,000 collector's tokens, and this all put together, assuming these tokens go towards buying 2 of Marvel Snap's latest releases when they come out, means that Marvel Snap small spenders via the season pass are getting 11 out of 13 cards right when they release, which is 85% of new cards on release for just 10 USD per month. Finally, let's say you're not a free to play player, you're not just a small spender, you're someone like myself that's not content with 85% of new cards right when they release. You need absolutely everything because you want the shiny toys, you got to make content with it, whatever the reason. What does it cost to get everything in Marvel Snap in terms of game components right away? Well, the answer to that question is it depends on what bundle offers are running, but we can start by computing a baseline value here a little bit. To start, in a given 13-week period, there are 6 Token Tuesdays that a small spender hasn't picked up. Picking up all of these for 6,000 collector's tokens, which would get us 1 additional Series 5 card via the token shop, costs 8,400 gold. 8,000 gold costs 100 USD, meaning picking up the remaining Token Tuesdays in this 13-week period costs approximately 100 USD. Now, the token shop isn't the only way you can get Series 4 and 5 cards in Marvel Snap now. Let's say you want to pursue additional spotlight caches on the track as a way to open the last couple of cards in a given 13-week season. What's the baseline on that? Well, 1 spotlight costs approximately 4,000 gold worth of credits purchased daily from the gold to credits in the Marvel Snap shop. This is approximately 50 USD worth of gold. It takes, on average, 2.5 spotlight caches open to get a new card when it is added via this means, meaning you would need to spend approximately 125 USD in gold on average, progressing your collection level track up to get enough spotlights to get each of these additional releases. All of that being said, progressing your collection level track and buying Token Tuesdays have never been the most efficient way to gain additional collection progression in Marvel Snap. There are varying time limited bundles that are always appearing in the shop that provide currency at better rates. For example, as of the recording of this video, we have 2 bundles that are upcoming in the next couple of weeks that both provide a better currency ratio than Token Tuesdays do if you're going to be spending actual money on collection progress anyways. The Pro Bundle Mark II costs 100 USD and it comes with 5,000 collector's tokens and 11,000 credits. This is almost an entire additional Series 5 card via collector's tokens, and 11,000 credits will get you 2 additional spotlight caches and then some. So this gives you almost the entirety of the 2 additional releases we need in a given 13-week snapshot entirely on its own. Similarly, the Death Becomes Her bundle not only has a number of cosmetics in it, but it comes with 4,000 collector's tokens as well as approximately 5,000 credits in it if we convert this gold to credits, meaning it gives you an additional spotlight cache on top of the 4,000 tokens found here. To close out on a clean summary of what approximately players looking to get every card on release should expect under this current system, it looks like getting every card in a given 13-week group will cost you about $30 for the 3 season passes, and then approximately 150 USD for additional bundles to get you token/spotlight cash progression to pick up the remaining cards that your free currency and season pass stuff didn't cover for you. This means it's approximately 60 USD per month over this approximately 3-month time span to pick up every card in Marvel Snap right when it releases. To close out with a truly eye opening comparison about how good the Spotlight Cash system is compared to the previous purely collector's token system that we had 7 months ago, when I did a video like this breaking down the value of the bundles and how much cheaper they were going to make the economy for players like myself looking to get every card right on release. I computed that on average it was still going to cost approximately 310 USD per month to get every card right when it released with the average bundle value. This new Spotlight Cash system is not just cheaper than what we had before to get everything right on release, it's orders of magnitude cheaper. I'm gonna be honest, before I made this video, I had done some loose napkin math that made me fairly confident that the Spotlight Cash system was better than the old collector's token system that we had prior. But looking at the numbers, it's honestly much better than I anticipated, so much to the fact that like I've gone over all of my numbers multiple times and had some other people check them. I'm fairly confident all of them are correct. That being said, I'm going to link a spreadsheet where I did all of the credits calculation in the video description down below. So hopefully I won't have to take this video down because someone else found something that I messed up, causing the calculations to be wrong. If you're watching this video on YouTube, it's because I'm still pretty confident that all the numbers I'm giving you are correct. That being said, it feels really good to go through and see that everything did really improve for the end game players with this economic change. There has been so much fear mongering and misinformation in the Marvel Snap community from people looking to be mad about something without taking the time to understand the changes that have actually happened. I know change is scary and people are always resistant to it when it happens, but consistently, every time without fail that Marvel Snap has iterated on their economic model, that model has become cheaper and better for the players in terms of what it costs and what it takes to have access to every new card when it's releasing. I definitely won't defend any of the systems, including the existing one, as perfect. There's always things that they can do better and make better for the players, but it's hard to argue with all of the numbers that I've seen laid out that these Spotlight Caches aren't a massive improvement for the Marvel Snap economy overall. This video is almost 20 minutes long. Thanks for making it through to the end. Snap the like button if you haven't already. Help this video reach some more people so hopefully we can have a better understanding in the community of what the end game economic model looks like. If you're someone that happens to be new here, consider subscribing to the channel. I post Marvel Snap videos 7 days here a week, largely focusing on strategy and mathematical breakdowns like this one as they pertain to the game. This channel is a great source for all things Marvel Snap, and I hope to see you back again sometime real soon.